Hello viewers and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. And it's very, very interesting to note that a lot is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. And recently, war veteran bombshell Geza'S is now on facial recognition system FRS at Beitbridge border post, and he will be picked by the monitor the moment he enters the border area. And in quotes, they say he will be picked the moment the first camera hits his face. This is what sources said. And they say that he was carted into the FRS as a wanted person or a fugitive 3 days ago. ZRP has issued a statement that they are looking for Geza'S on various criminal allegations, although some of them of the alleged crimes were committed several years ago. ZRP only became interested in Geza'S when he started attacking President Mnangagwa over corruption a few weeks ago and called upon him to resign. Speculation is rife that certain powerful people are keeping him away from the police. So this is what is happening at this point in time, and this is the face which is now in the FRS system. We know what happened in 2017 when President Emmerson Mnangagwa was dismissed from duty by the then President Robert Mugabe. He claims that he left through the Mutare border area. But if you look at it, the men failed to use the border according to some articles which were written, books which were written after. He couldn't leave through the border area. He had to leave through the bushes. So that is something which is very, very important at this point in time to note that I don't think that if there is need for Comrade Geza'S to leave Zimbabwe, he will leave through the border. But I'm going to highlight the reason why they have stationed an FRS right there. They believe that since the Limpopo River is full at this point in time, if he is to leave, he will have to leave through the border. Right now, because they are crossing by Shansa Zuma boat, they believe kuti, with their own people in those places, if they put a price on him, he will be recognized the moment he reaches those boats again, and they will be able to tip each other. But if he is to leave, personally, I don't think that you have to leave through the border. That is something which is very, very important to note, that he won't need to leave through the border. If you go to Plumtree border post, vanhu vanotokrosa ikoko kwenetsoka kutoenda kumhiri nekudzoka vachitodii, those people know how to do it right there. If you go to the Mozambican border, people cross just like it's normal, especially the people who live along the border lines. Vanotokrosa vachitofambira magero avo ikoko kumhiri votodzoka just like as if it's normal. The same happens if you across the Mozambican border. Kubva kwarinotangira chikwalakwala kunosvika mheno kupi kumsoroko. It's the same modus operandi. So also because he's connected from within the system itself, and is being backed by very powerful people, if he is to leave, they will simply assist him using one of their own security details, just to say you'll be handed over to some comrades on the other side. You know, I have said times without numbers that the borders of Zimbabwe are the most porous borders, and that is something which is of concern. So it is what it is in Zimbabwe, but personally, I do not see the reason why they need to continue pursuing Comrade Geza'S, because what he said, whether you like it or not, you know, he said the truth. The way you entered into power is usually the way you leave power. So kana wakavhoterwa uchipinda, uchangovhoterwa uchibuda. Kana wakaita zvekubvuta, uchangobvutirwawo. I think that is something which is very, very important to note, kuti chinokanganwa idemo, but muti wakatemwa ukanganwe. Dr. Walter Mzembe weighs in and says, which freedom fighter exits through borders of the system persecuting him or her? Did our comrades do that in the 60s or 70s when this FRS was not even an idea? Did ED himself do that when he fled to South Africa in 2017? Very important questions asked right there. And I agree with Dr. Otamzembe. I do not see any reason why one would use the borders. Even, zvokuti anzi vane passport, I think people just need passports just in case kana vapota kuseri when they want to travel to other countries maybe. But when it comes to the issues of leaving or skipping the borders of Zimbabwe, vanhu havana basa nemapassport. That is the honest truth. Even paboda pacho chaipo pari kuti pane FRS system, anogona pabuda gede. I'm telling you. Gede chaicho Geza anopabuda paboda. Pamuri kuti pane FRS system apo. Anogona pabuda gede pabedbridge border post. Why? It's because money speaks more than everyone else. So when you see the police going around in Harare saying makasmaglaichi, kana zvinhu zvese zvavari kuti zvakasmagliwa izvi zvichimbopinda munyika, chinotadzisa munhu chaichaiwo anofamba kuti taura anofema chii kuti abude, anongobuda because the same people vari kupinza zvinhu izvozvo chavari kudai mari. So kana vakangopiwa mari anongobuda, you see. So it's very, very interesting. But, one of the other team, Zimbabwe, where Zimbabwe is headed to, my appeal is with those in politics, the leaders, to say, don't make decisions which are going to spill blood, which are going to plunge this nation into chaos. This is the only country which we have. So try to save it. We are against looting. We are against corruption. We don't hate you. We hate corruption. We don't hate you. We hate mismanagement. We don't hate you. We hate the looting which is happening. So that is the reason why we are saying be reasonable. Do what is going to make everyone benefit. And the right thing is to actually make sure that you prefer solutions and you stop this thing of 2030 you are doing. Murikusiya mabasa mchienda ku 2030. Instead of you delivering, you are busy on 2030 issues. When are you going to put in place the policies which you promised and which you campaigned using patakaenda ku-election? That is something which is very, very important. Election, mhanya muchitaura tichaita chakati nechakati. Soon after election, matopa na 2030 makutoda kuwedzera. Muda kuwedzera chii chamuruda kuwedzera? So it's very, very interesting to see that this is what is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. But let me tell you one thing. Change is coming, one way or the other, whether you like it or not. Change will come to the nation of Zimbabwe. How? I do not know. When? I do not know. But be ready, be prepared for a leadership change in the nation of Zimbabwe.